When you originally came up with Henry Fool, was it always going to be a trilogy?
Cracking knuckles.
Sorry,
the whole
can I just
thing.
do it under the
That's all the stuff I
table?
have to say.
It feels so good. Does it bother you? Do you like doing that, or you don't do it?
Not yet.
I do.
I believe this is the question. I was distracted by it.
So, should I crack my... Oh, did you hear that?
No. I didn't know it was going to be a trilogy when I started. No, it was just one big film. And it was a little bit different than my earlier films in that regard. My earlier films were always kind of a couple of days in the lives of some people. And this Henry Fool was like 10 years. But I loved the characters, and the actors loved the characters. And after a while, we wanted to just see what happens.
At what point did you decide to make Ned Rifle? Was it after you did Fay Grim?
No, it was before I made Fay Grim, because I think in threes. If I was going to do two, that would feel unfinished, so I had to think of three. And so
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Or the punk song.
Right.
And,
That works too.
Yeah, so I wrote Fay Grim, but I hadn't raised the money for it. And then I was living abroad, and I came to New York to meet with Aiken, who was 16 at the time, just to see if he had plans for remaining an actor. Like he wasn't going to grow up to be like a film director or something like that.
Is he into that stuff?
At 16, he didn't know.
I've definitely seen him in a lot recently.
Right. No, so I feel very grateful that he didn't, that he stuck with the acting thing.
Was the third one always going to be Ned's movie, or did you ever consider a different character?
No, I knew it would be Ned driving it, but that wasn't enough. And it was only when I remembered the Susan character that Aubrey plays, the possibility of this character, that everything kind of gelled.
And how did you two get together? Did you just offer her the role?
I did. I just said, I talked to her agent, and he said, I think she'd like this. And so 72 hours later, we were on the telephone.
Yeah, it was really fast.
Were you aware of the first two movies before you took this one on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Were you really into them?
I was a big fan of Hal's and remain to be.
Was it
And
weird?
that's not easy.
Nope.
It's not easy.
Was it weird at all being fans of the first two movies and kind of knowing who Susan was and where she came from, and then all of a sudden trying to put yourself into that headspace and picture her as you?
I mean, not really, because I forgot about Susan. Like, she's only mentioned really briefly in the first film, so it wasn't something I had to. It wasn't weird in that way. I mean, it was weird in many other ways, I guess.
What other ways?
I mean,
I feel like you opened the door to that.
Not weird is maybe weird is the wrong word, but just entering like a group that had done two movies and done their characters like twice, and and had worked with Hal, and so that part was just kind of coming into that was intimidating, but it was great. It was a really great experience.
Was there anything you guys could do in pre-production to kind of ease the transition a little bit, like get everyone together and things like that?
Yeah, that's what we did, however we could. But yeah, we had these reading sessions. We'd sit around the table. Sometimes it was just between Aubrey and Liam, and then Aubrey.
I was very nervous for that part, actually.
Yeah.
I was really nervous.
You were very nervous. And I didn't know you at all, so I was like, how worried do I need to be now?
Do you get nervous for most things? I mean, I'm just surprised because you have such a long resume at this point.
Oh, I get nervous waking up every day in my life, brushing my teeth. Yeah, I get nervous.
But it should be pointed out, I mean, you were nervous, but then you said a couple of very insightful things about the character, moment by moment. And then you started to ease up. You just needed.
Then I got too comfortable, and then that was a problem.
Yeah, she was really cocky.
Yeah, then I was just walking around peacocking. Yeah.
Well, I doubt you shot in order, but if you did shoot in order, that'd kind of be a little appropriate.
Shooting in order. Wow, that would be a dream.
Doesn't really work that way when you have as many locations as you do.
I have a friend in France, Claire Denis. She shoots whenever she can. She shoots in order. But you can only do that in France where they have government subsidy for films.
I was actually just talking to two people who shot their movie in order, but only because the whole movie is shot in one house.
Right. That's
That kind of makes sense.
Who was that, Alex Ross Perry?
No, but I did talk to him for, what was the movie he just did with Jason Schwartzman? That wasn't even
Listen
shot
Up,
in order.
Philip.
That wasn't even shot in order, though.
No.
This new one that's
His
here?
latest film, Queen of Earth, or I think he shot that in order. I was just talking about it the other day. And I think he shot it. I haven't seen it. I think he shot it in one house or something.
I guess that's the benefit of doing one location. But this is kind of a road trip movie. So where did you actually go for this? Did you go to all the real locations?
No, we never left the tri-state area. We shot Portland, in Long Island City, in parts of Brooklyn. We shot Seattle in Brooklyn.
You sell it very
He
well.
shot Spokane and
In upstate,
New
like
York.
Westchester County, New York. Elmhurst. Remember that lovely
Elmhurst. Oof.
motel?
Oh, dear God.
Elmhurst is Long Island, isn't it?
Where were you?
No,
Right.
it's at Westchester.
Westchester?
Elmhurst. There's a dairy there. The milk I buy in New York City comes from Elmhurst Dairy.
Can you tell me a little bit about the shooting schedule? With being all over the place like that, was it a longer one?
No, it's 22 days, shorter than usual. I usually shoot 24 days. This was 22.
How'd the scale of the production compare to the past two movies? I mean, Fay Grim kind of feels huge to me just because of what goes down in
That
it.
was the biggest. Fay Grim was the largest film. That was like $2 million. Henry Fool was like $900,000. And this was a third of that.
I would have expected you to save it more for both of those.
Yeah, we're good at making good-looking movies on a budget.
I'd say so. Is there any, in terms of visual techniques that you wanted to keep consistent from film to film? Because they feel like they exist in the same world, but there's definitely unique qualities to each of them.
Yeah, I think there are three very different kinds of films stylistically, but you're right. You're onto something there. I mean, it's the characters themselves who tie it all together. There are three different kinds of movies, and there are three movies that are about different things, except they share this family and their friends.
And how do you feel about these characters at this point? Is there any interest in continuing to tell stories about their lives?
I'll say this right now, no. For me, there isn't. I think
Well, that's the first time you said that today.
Well, people keep bringing it up, so I'm wondering. Yeah, right now, no.
I guess having seen all three movies and like feeling like you're living with these characters for so long too, it's only natural to want to see what happens next, no matter what.
Yeah, but it ends. It's pretty hardcore. Fay's in jail forever. I can't do any.
Well, we also
spoiler
thought
stuff.
Simon would be in jail for a while, and he got out, so you never know.
Jailbreak. It's
I
a
would-
Grim family.
I would watch a jailbreak movie with these characters.
Me too.
So what are you doing next? Anything in
I'm trying to
mind?
make episodic television. By hook or by crook, I will get a TV series.
Anything in particular you're going after?
I have a lot of ideas. There's one that's stronger than the others, more fleshed out, more, I'm talking to people about. I'm not at liberty to discuss
Yeah.
Too much, but yeah, I like that. It seems to be the new thing. And as for a storyteller, that's fun, to make a really, really long story. All the great novels I like from the 19th century and stuff were written they were in periodicals, chapters each week. Dickens, Thomas Hardy.
And how about for you? What's next? Well, actually, you have the next one here. This in Fresno.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah,
I didn't
it.
expect that. I
Yeah,
don't know
haven't seen
why.
it. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm going to see it tonight at the premiere for the first night. Yeah, I don't know what's next. I'm shooting a movie right now called Dirty Grandpa, which I believe is a working
I was
title.
just talking to Adam Pally.
Yep, he's in that. Is he here?
He's here. He's
Oh.
here for a movie called Night Owls. That is fantastic.
Cool. So yeah, I'm going to finish that. And then after that, I don't know.
Can you tell us anything about who you play in that movie?
I play a senior in college at the University of Florida, and my character's name is Lenore, and she's the love interest to Robert De Niro's character, and she just wants to party, and that's really all I can say
Like
about
the
it.
description. How is it working with him in that kind of scenario?
It's really interesting. It's great. I mean, it's really mind-blowing that I get to work with him. You know, he's a very important actor in the history of acting, and he's a really sweet man, and I'm having a really good time working